Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to present, on behalf of the Republic of Croatia, the views on the issue that has been put on the agenda of today's session. I take this opportunity to pay tribute to the United States and to you personally, President Obama, for the initiative to discuss in the Security Council the very delicate issue of nuclear non-proliferation. If this session brings us just one step forward on the path towards a world free of nuclear weapons, a world that you, Mr. President Obama, have in a visionary manner set as the objective we should aspire to, then we have succeeded. I state, even if we get one single step closer to this objective, since the journey towards a world free of nuclear weapons is not, cannot be, and will not be easy, simple, or brief. This, however, does not mean that we should give up or allow despondency to master our thoughts or deeds, quite the contrary. The world was faced with nuclear weapons 54 years ago, and the horrendous effects of their use imposed the need to start almost immediately to reflect on how to limit their proliferation, which was also the objective of a set of international treaties. However, in spite of all, today we live in a world where there are 10 or so nuclear powers, recognized or unrecognized. I say deliberately powers, since possession of a single nuclear bomb makes a country that possesses it a power if one considers the consequences of its potential use. To say nothing of the fact that the present-day world is burdened with the evil of international terrorism and what it would mean if some terrorist group were to get hold of nuclear weapons. What we should do here today, as my country sees it, is the following: to reinforce the role of the United Nations, not having the least intention of replacing any institution or forum dealing with non-proliferation, and to indicate unanimously and jointly, and taking into consideration the earlier documents of the Security Council and the General Assembly, the following. On the one hand, greatest efforts are needed to reach first non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, followed by nuclear disarmament. On the other hand, and at the same time, it is necessary to guarantee every country its right to the peaceful use of nuclear energy, if needed with even more stringent measures of universally accepted international control. Let me be more precise. We have to assist in affirming or establishing principles that will help us to head towards a world free of nuclear weapons, and that in doing so we don't deal with this or that concrete issue. There is also another thing that we have to do. First, to support without any reservation a contractual multilateral system of control of nuclear weapons and disarmament, which includes strict implementation and reinforced verification of contractual obligations. And second, call upon all members of the World Organization to give their contribution to activities aimed at preventing the abuse of existing treaties and at strengthening anti-proliferation efforts and resources. The efforts focus first on limitation and then reduction of nuclear weapons, and finally on disarmament, have a long-standing history. They have, however, gained a new and strong impetus after the announcement by the US President that his final objective is a world free of nuclear weapons. As a result of that proclamation, our task today is to send a message to the world that has authorized us to act here, that there is a political will for the pursuit of a policy providing security to all countries without nuclear weapons. Thereby, we shall also respond to long-standing efforts of participants of the Nuclear-Free World campaign, where I include also the Secretary General, as well as non-governmental organizations, civil society, current and former political leaders, parliamentarians, and finally scholars, trade unions and students. Our objective is peace and security. This objective cannot be reached if the threat of nuclear weapons exists, and the decades of the Cold War, when admittedly, thanks to the balance of fear, we had global peace but not security, are the best proof of it. The Republic of Croatia is prepared to give its maximum contribution to efforts aimed at achieving this objective. As a member of the generation having experienced the Second World War and remembering all later local wars and crises that threatened world peace, I can just add that this is something that we owe to those who come after us. When we leave, let us bequeath